So just going to run through the installation of Siteglide CLI. This is assuming that you've never installed the CLI before and potentially not had Node.js installed before. If you previously installed, there may be some steps further on which are now important. So if you've not installed Node.js, you can click this dependencies link here, and then just click the LTS version on the left. So this version number might be slightly different depending on when you visit. So download that, follow through the steps. It's a default sort of Mac installer, so you've probably seen them before. If you then open a terminal window, you can check that worked by just typing node-v, and the version number that's returned should match the one that you've just installed. So after that's done, following on a Mac these steps link, we just need to set up some folders so that npm can install and all the permissions are set up correctly. So this first command here, which I'm just going to copy, will make a directory, so it'll make a folder in your home folder called npm global. So you won't be able to see this in Finder because it's got this dot before it, but it's essentially that just means it's a hidden folder. So that won't return anything. That's a good thing. So following down the list, we'll copy the next one. This probably won't pop up for everyone, but if it does, just hit no or N. This one then is slightly different to the instructions. So what it's asking you to do is enter this into a file called .profile in your home folder. You may not have this, it may not exist, or it may exist, we don't know. So in terminal, if we just do nano, that's just essentially a little text editor. So hitting return will open up what looks like nothing. You can then copy this command, paste it in, and that has now written that to a file, but it's not yet saved. So if we do Control X, that then down the bottom will say, do you want to save, yes or no? So we'll hit Y. It'll ask you the name of the file that you'd like to save. We've already set that a minute ago by writing nano, so just hit return. So that's then written that file. If we then copy this last one, this will just tell your terminal to use that file that you've just made. So once that's all done, you can then run npm i-g, so that one's in our introduction here, and just hit return. This will then download the CLI and install it globally on your machine, including any dependencies for things like image compression that we've got within the CLI. So it takes a couple of seconds. Cool, that's done. You may see some slightly varied output here depending on how your machine is set up, but you should see this green line here saying successfully installed. We can double check that's worked by doing Siteglide CLI -v, and that will return the version number that you've just installed. So currently we're on 1.6.0, but obviously that may vary depending on when you run that as well.